Hi everyone. So when my daughter returned from grad school, she spoke about many famous educational experts and their theories. And this one quote just stayed with me. It's by a developmental theorist, Yuri Bronfenbrenner. And he said, every child needs at least one adult who is irrationally crazy about him or her. I've been thinking about that word irrational. If there is one thing I have learned in the past 30 years of doing this, is that there is nothing more transformational for a child than having someone who consistently shows them love, someone who they can count on unconditionally, even on their worst days, someone they can take for granted to always be in their corner. I have seen our TFI community prove time and time again that to truly change a child's life, there is nothing more rational than being that adult who is unconditionally crazy about them. This is what leading with love means to me. And I believe this is what we see in the award-winning film Tashi and the Monk. The monk featured in this film, Gen Lobsang Phuntsok, is a profound model of what it means to be a leader who leads with love. Our TFI 15 logo, Tashi, she's the little girl in the film who struggles the most, and yet, with unconditional love from Genla, becomes a little leader who leads others with love. So we are privileged to have with us today a very special leader who will address all of us today, a former Buddhist monk, Gen Lobsang Phuntsok.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So Genla is an internationally recognized figure in the fields of transformative learning, sustainable development, and social entrepreneurship. In 2006, he left behind his life as a spiritual teacher and returned to his native village in Arunachal Pradesh to start Jamse Gatsal Children's Community, which translates to a garden of love and compassion. The community is a loving home and an immersive learning environment for vulnerable children, brought alive by his model of educating the heart, mind, and body. He has addressed educational and organizational settings around the world, including the UN. He has received a state gold medal for meritorious service from the Arunachal Pradesh government, among other prestigious awards. Most importantly, though, from his life's work, he has been a paragon of leading with love. So may I request you, Genla, to please address.
Thank you. I had a nightmare last night. Your beautiful performance yesterday was all about love, maybe too much love. I started this journey from United States talking about love. I would often invite it to different schools, but one instruction every school will give me, at that time I was wearing a robe, is you cannot use word love and compassion. It sounds very religious. It was almost like a word love is a crime. You know, I see love, 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 love. I had too much love. I think I need a little break from love now. When we started our small community, we named Jamse, which means in Tibetan, in our tribal language also, love and compassion. We struggled a lot at the beginning, and we still do. And one of my friends says, you really need to actually meet some marketing specialists to how to market this, because you're struggling to raise a fund. So reluctantly, I met a wonderful, very, very kind, very focused, very serious what we call marketing specialist. And he said, tell me what you're trying to do. What is Jamse? What you're trying to share with the people? What do you want people to learn from you? I started talking about almost 15 minutes, and he got really bored. And he said, okay, it's enough. Then he said, Lobsang, do you know how difficult it was to sell banana in America and convince the Americans to eat banana? Now I'm thinking, what is banana to do with Jamse? I didn't know. He said, bananas are not native to America. So I was confused. He was more confused now. I didn't get his question. And he said, tell me about what you're trying to sell, how you're going to, how you want to make people excited and buy your ideas. And then he knew I was struggling. Then he said, okay, if you were the first person to introduce bananas in America, and if you need to sell bananas to Americans, what would you do? That was a homework he gave me. I said, think about this and let's meet after 2 weeks. I didn't go back to him after 2 weeks. I was literally depressed. I was working on homework, doing how would I sell bananas? But very interesting, he said, Americans struggle to sell banana. They want how to advertisement banana. And I went online and said, yeah, there was some really I don't know, strange photos. I say ladies holding bananas, peeling. And those are like maybe challenges. People, this is not appropriate. You need to do some different ideas. And I tried to think about how to sell bananas, and how do I do this? So he gave me, I didn't go back to him. I was depressed and came back to my mountains. And I figured out our mountains, monkeys, are well educated. I don't need to market bananas to them. And I show them banana, they are so excited to eat it. Anyway, this is not the love talk. But what I was thinking yesterday watching your program, you guys do so well about love. So many people that you are able to engage for more than 2 hours with, like totally you are able to catch undivided attention of entire audience. And after that, I stopped selling jumps. I stopped selling love. But now I'm inspired. Now I'm going to work hard to sell another. I think I'm going to work on banana selling. I think I should have come to you guys to actually get a help of how do I sell banana, So this is a starting of. Inspired really. It's a very I see in 15, 20 years how the education is changing. Love was not something you would feel comfortable talking in an education setting. I think it's still taking long time to get here, but I think it's good to start. I think it's never too late to start this. Love is self-work. And I don't know, the lead with the love is not comfortable for me to talk about leading. Love is a self-work, a deep self-work, where one has to really focus on transforming oneself. And it's not easy. It is not easy. Love is a skill that one has, kindness is a skill, love is a skill that one has to make as one's own main practice as a teacher. Because we all know teacher has, without the relationship, we cannot teach anybody. Because the point is nobody will learn from you if they don't have a relationship with you. But problem sometimes is we think the connection and relationship both is the same. Is no. The connection is often by default because we all are connected because we are Indian. But we don't need to invest anything to connect it to that level. But relationship is an investment. You need to invest your energy. Intentional. Relationship is a deliberate and intentional act with full awareness. And you go to the new school, and of course you're teacher of that school. You already have a connection, but it doesn't mean anything to your children unless and until you invest yourself to each and every case that you build, that you transit from that connection to the relationship. And the moment when you actually, without connecting, of course we know you cannot correct, you connect. You go to the relation level, and then often you don't need to actually correct them. And they will feel the space that you hold for them, and correcting is their job. It is not teacher's job. Fixing their problem is not teacher's job. Creating a space and conducive environment where they can feel this freedom and space and relax, where they can actually start fixing if they have something to fix. And that requires a deep relationship, not just a connection. And teachers can only do this if you are focused on taking this self-responsibility of self-work on yourself. I mean, we often get excited as a teacher. No, I know when you are a teacher, you're already very different from the rest of the people. You want to do something great. You want to contribute. You want to make a difference. But often again, sometimes we make a mistake is we think I'm in this journey to fixing problem and making a changes. But one we always forget is, but before that, I need to work on self so I can be ready to solve the other's problem. If you really have a courage to solve others' problem. So we go to and we didn't do much work on ourselves, and often we create a more problem. We all know that. We create a more problem for ourselves and the people and the children. So the love is a deep self-work. Now I'm keep forgetting what I'm supposed to say. I have a plan B. Nandita, please don't watch it. It's a secret. I think being kind, caring for people should be the top priority of leader. If leader can really focus and make caring for your own people as your top priority, and your people will take care of your job, your work, I think it's important. It's very important. And it is not easy, as I said, caring for people. Being kind is not, unless you make it like your practice. It's a daily practice. It's not easy. It's so difficult to be kind, so difficult to be caring for your people. There's so much distractions happening every day. There are so many triggers which can actually trigger our own darkness inside, our evils that we have as a human. Any small things can trigger and we just lose our mind. We get distracted. And it's not easy. And love can be actually get so easily corrupted. And how you can, as a teacher, as a leader, how you can be so centered and focused. One of the great Indian master called Nagarjuna from the Nalanda University, he wrote a beautiful letter to his friend. He was a king. Wrote a beautiful letter. And there he talks about actually the very important qualities of the leader, how one can actually be very focused and how you can actually prevent your love from getting, polluted or maybe the polluted is not a good word, remain able to remain a focus and without getting distracted. An English translation is often very challenging for me, but there's one translation called 8 worldly winds. The winds is something like, wind can take you away if you're not so focused and if you're not so strong and firm. So first two things we have to really pay attention is a gain and loss. You say, any teacher, if you're a teacher, if you're a leader, I should say, you're a leader, can you do something without actually losing your focus, getting distracted by gain and loss? It's a human nature, yeah? Whatever we want to do, and we always have some intention of, if I do this, I will gain this. Then you have a fear, if I don't do this well, then I will lose this. But can you go beyond gain and loss? Can you do something without not getting distracted from gain and loss? Is the number one. Then he goes to the second, is pleasure and pain. Can you do something really important without expecting getting some excitement or pleasure from that doing that? Can you do this? Or then, second is, even you do this when sometimes you get a pain. Can we actually remain focused without getting distracted from the pain? Can you still continue? Second is pleasure and a pain. The third is fame and disrepute. We care. Leaders are always scared of, oh, what will happen if I do this? Oh, I will become famous. I will get an award, and I will become so amazing. People will like me, famous. But leaders cannot get distracted. These are not the reason that when you want to lead people. This should not be any factor of what you do. Remove yourself from fame and disrepute. Yeah, maybe you will get a lot of disrepute. You become very infamous if you do this. But if you see the purpose, or you understand the doing of that, then you have to actually be beyond the fame and disrepute. The last one is the praise and blame. Can you do this? Can you continue for 15 years if nobody praises you? Like, wow, Gela, look at you. You are amazing people. Person. Can you do it 15 years if I don't hear a single praise from people? Or would you give up doing because people actually started blaming you? You are a horrible person. This is stupid what you are doing. These are the 8 wins that every leader gets easily as distracted from the purpose. So this is a Nagarjuna's, one of the greatest Indian scholar. 95% or maybe 99% of Indian would not remember. You will remember Shah Rukh Khan. You remember Salman Khan, Katrina Kaif. You never heard of Nagarjuna. This country has a jewel, and I think we need to dig those. Amazing wisdom that I see. His Holiness the Dalai Lama. I think Tibetans are actually now taking care of this country's treasure, where we are often looking towards the West. We are fascinated by flashy things, I think we have so much in this country, and we need to act. And Tibetans are taking care of. Actually, they are protecting the wisdom of this country. And Bhutanese are, they see the value this country has actually produced, the wisdom this country has produced. And a greatest contribution, I think, this country has ever made is love. And I'm so glad to see that. Now it's coming to the education sector. We can freely talk about love. We feel very comfortable talking about love. Love is like something otherwise before. Very careful. You have to be very careful talking about it. So I'm done with my talk. I think questions are more interesting. I think interaction would be more. Otherwise, people get sleepy,
No, thank you, Genta. It's a lot to think about. 8 wins. Yeah. There have been a lot of questions that people have sent to me from our community. If it's okay, can I ask you some of them?
Please.
So the first one, of course, is where is Tashi now?
Who asked that question? Is anybody? Is she? This is about love. You need to show a little love to monk. You know? It's kind of, I feel a little insecure. You know? Last 10 years, nobody asked me, how is monk doing? It's always, how's Tashi doing? It's about love. So just be a little, show love to this monk. How is Tashi doing? Actually, I think it was maybe less than a month ago. So she was going through a lot of emotional thing. And I was leading 3 days of retreat in my community and just had her like getting ready, eating my breakfast. And she came just sobbing, crying to my room. And the first thing she started complaining, this is bad, this is bad. She said that, my house mother said this, my house mother did this, and I'm not so unhappy. And yeah, what choice you have? You have to listen, yeah? You have a lot of pressure to be a very compassionate, loving monk. Even I was boiling inside. And I listened to her, and I see, oh, I'm getting late. And I said, what do you want me to do, Tashi? What do you think you should do? What do you want to do? And Tashi says, I want to leave community. I want to leave Jamse Castle. I don't like here. And I said, why you want to leave? I don't like this. I don't like the way she said this to me. I don't like the way she did this to me. And I said to Tashi, sometimes I feel the same. I don't like the people I work together. I don't like the sometimes kids when they behave so badly. They don't listen to me. And also I feel like to run away from Jamse. I said, I am busy today. I have a whole day session. I said, why don't you think about the best place, happy place? I also want to run away. So we both can run away for the happy place. I said, you don't have to do anything. She is right now, has to take care of the new, she's a sister now. She has two really naughty kids. They're not really, I think, naughty as Tashi. Although your Tashi was very well behaved. I need to take Maya Didi to little bit to groom the Jamse Tashi. The Mumbai Tashi was fantastic. Where's the Tashi? Mumbai Tashi, huh?
Yeah.
Our mountain Tashi needs a little grooming. Maya, is Maya Didi here today? No, oh wow, come on, Maya Didi. That's okay. So that please tell Maya Didi, she has to come with me. I think maybe 1 month. I wanted her to groom our mountain Tashi, Jamse Tashi, needs a little grooming. So anyway, I told Tashi, I said, that's a good idea. I feel that often, but I couldn't find the happy place. I couldn't find the happy, joyful place. And I've been thinking a lot about it. Let's meet during a dinner time. If you can find the happy place, we both can actually run away together. I said, come during a dinner time. She came during time. She gave me a hug. I said, I'm not going. So Tashi is doing
Fine.
however you want to describe it. This next question, how monk is doing?
How is monk doing?
Monk is, I don't know. Monk is, monk is doing fine.
Yeah. Monk has enjoyed his trip to Bombay.
Yes. Really, I enjoyed. Thank you for this opportunity, Shine, the entire community. It's amazing to be part of this. 15 years of journey. Incredible.
So can I ask a slightly difficult question?
Yeah.
He's looking very sad.
You started with a very sad question.
So our community here, they're all educators. They're all working in, challenging environments, all working towards education equity. We talk about love a lot. What is your advice on? So I'm going to ask like 3 questions together, and maybe you can just answer them together however you want to. So, what is your advice on balancing love and excellence? How do we hold each other and our kids to a high bar while still staying focused on love? How do we address the overwhelm or burnout our community often feels when they do this work for the long haul? And lastly, could you share more about the inner cultivation it takes to find love for yourself when you are facing the kind of adversity that our community experiences day in and day out with the kids they work with and in the world around? Yeah.
There's no balance between love and excellence. If you love, you have to love fully. Don't try to find a balance. Love is enough. Maybe I don't understand the excellence, what really excellence means. Burnout. And many people have a misconception and misunderstanding about when you do good, you get tired. The compassion, you get tired. Love, you get. I think it's a bullshit idea somewhere came from West. And Indians are buying it without thinking and giving a second thought. Today, Nipun has showed this morning the Desmond Tutu and Dalai Lama. And the West claims they did the research. That is also bullshit. If they pick this guy up and test on my love and my compassion is completely screwed up. I'm not example. If they pick up Desmond Tutu or Dalai Lama, they should test the highest level of love and compassion. Never tires you. It won't wear you down. It gives you energy, endless energy. Very strangely, I think a couple of years ago, I was invited to Japan to give a TED talk. And I was surprised. And when I met the founder of the TED, I asked him, why did you invite me? I said, I'm nobody. I'm not famous. I'm not really great thinkers or anything. And then he said to me, serious Lobsang, in a TED talk we say, we don't invite person, we invite idea. I got so excited. I said, wow. Then I got so excited. I said, I'm going to take revenge on this, what they call compassion fatigue. I hate this thing, compassion fatigue. Everything, love, compassion, we try to bring up, there's somebody is trying to pull it down. So they want to see my script. I didn't show my script. They were so unhappy. I went and said it. I said, there's no compassion fatigue. There's a greed fatigue. Greed is making us a fatigue. Compassion is not actually making us a fatigue. You have to think. The greed is actually wearing us down. There's no love fatigue. There's no compassion fatigue. I said it, and then everybody else's TED Talk was released, and mine was held for around 6 months. And I was wondering, wow. And finally we got and said, we have to talk about this. Our producers don't like it, you said, because it's not scientifically proved that there's a greed fatigue. Of course. Then I said, wow, you guys love ideas. You see how bullshit it is? So this country needs to work. Love, ahimsa, karuna is the biggest gift this country has ever given to this world. And if you and we don't work on this to promote, who else is going to work on this? So I think it is very important to rejuvenate yourself. Whenever I get actually time, love is skill. And as I said, love is a skill. You have to make it your main practice, your daily practice. Mala has 108 beat. Every day, no matter how busy I am, I actually take 108 doses of love, 108 doses of compassion. If I need, I increase doses. Love. Sometimes it's very uncomfortable when you sit in a flight, very small. I do, people look really weird. Maybe he's scared of flying, and I do scared of flying. But now actually I bring blanket and just hide. I'm just taking a dose of love. Very important. A scientist, I met a scientist, he said, this is very scientific, he said. If you feed this constantly and your brain changes and you glow, I don't care what science says, but I know it's helping me all the time. So take dose. Take time to breathe. Take time to, feed your brain. Take a dose, love dose, compassion dose as much as you need. Very important to take time. Because it's important to feed your mind, your heart, your mind. You need to feed this. Am I answering your questions? Well, I'm getting distracted.
No. It's actually exactly answering the question. Yeah.
It's very important. And then another thing you're talking about. No, you don't actually get exhausted. It's so much energy it gives you back. So much energy it gives you back. Today, the Desmond Tutu was saying to His Holiness is not scared of death because he believes in reincarnation. So I already signed for Jamse Russell for my next life, 7 lifetimes. I already signed, I said, I will come back. This is just starting, 7 lifetimes. I already signed in for that. And this is important that actually you focus on internal. That Nipun was talking about the inner work. It's so important to work on yourself. You cannot do otherwise if you don't do this. Another important of taking care of self, or I call it me dating. The meditation is very confusing nowadays. So I don't talk about me dating. Take yourself for the date. That is a deep date. Can you face yourself? Facing yourself. Buy a good bottle of wine. And you need to put 2 glasses. And you need jacket. Well, I do. First I put jacket. I started talking about my day from morning. Oh, it was a good day. I wake up and I say, 108 times. I just took the 108 doses of love, 108 doses of compassion started. And then I saw this Tashi and what she said to me, I complained. And I go to the next chair and took off my jacket. And I said, okay. Oh, I see. You can date with yourself. If you do well, you said, I will buy the wine today. If you don't do well, then you have to pay for this wine. But you have to be careful because at the end, you are the only one drinking whole bottle of wine. You date with yourself? Can you date with yourself? What do you do when you date with yourself? When you date with a girlfriend or boyfriend, you dress up. You dress up for yourself. Make nice hair. Sorry, What do you say? Nice. Wear something really good. Talk something good. Wow, love some. Amazing. Wow, I love you the way you talk. Oh, you are so handsome. Please say that. Try that. And that is a good starting date. Then you have to go deeper. You also have to listen the darkness of the love song, the dark side of love song. But never get married with yourself. Because once you get married, you will give up. So keep dating. Sometimes you will have a bad dating, but you get excited. Next weekend, I'll see you again. I'll buy you a nice wine, take you to the nice dinner. Keep dating because you have no choice. You really have to be happy with your partner because you have no choice. You have to live the rest of the life with your partner. So find the excuse of dating with yourself. And you might think I'm just making up. No, I actually date with myself. I often disappear. I need a lot of time by myself. Buy something, sit there. Just you need 2 empty glass. Put both. Just change the seat. Talk to yourself. And it gets better. It gets better. And then sometimes it gets really bad. It's okay. It is not something that I invented. It was something, again, the gift of this country. Acharya Atisha Dibangar was the Bengal, one of the greatest scholars of Nalanda. He took these all practices to Tibet and he shared with the Tibetans. The great Kadamba teachers of the Tibetans, they did this. Beautiful practice, dating with their self, talking to self, hugging to self, and sometimes even punching to self. It happens, it's okay. We are humans. And it's a healing. It gives you so much energy. It helps you to fix yourself. I think we need to revive these amazing practices. Going to monastery for many actually in our tradition is actually equal to sending to the mental hospital. I'm not actually lying. I get goosebumps how painful it was, the journey. The only purpose of my education and growing up is monastery is unbecoming, is not adding something. And I didn't start Jamse Gasal because I want to produce scientists or doctors. I just want people to be happy and enjoy and just live their life. I didn't study science. I didn't even study really English. I didn't study all this thing. I was just so miserable person, so unhappy person. 3 times I tried to commit suicide. Hopeless. Only thought the freedom is to kill myself. And I see so many children in this world are going through similar challenges. I don't care my kids become scientists. I just wish my children to be happy and enjoy their life, live fully, So something happened during that process. I don't know.
May I say, is it hope?
Hope? I don't know. Yeah, you are right. May you help with me. Hope, yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And sometimes I get so depressed. My teacher would say, you are very a resourceful person. In that way, Lobsang, you are so lucky. You have so much resources within yourself to work. Your suffering, your pain, your darkness, your hates are resources. Your pain can be your resources. who can transform your pains, your evil, your darkness, whatever you call it. And we all know that. Have a discussion with that pain. What is this? What are you bringing to me? Try to understand. Moment when you're able to decode the message the pain is bringing to you. I have learned so much from my own evils, my own darkness, my own pain. Long way to go. But I am grateful for those experiences. But I don't wish sometimes that again. But I'm grateful. Am I helpful? Sometimes I don't even able to find a time to date with this person. If I forget to date with this person for 2 days, I become very miserable. Actually, I felt today is a little bit coming out. I think I need to find a time to date. I'm with 2 friends. They're keeping me. One is this guy. I was thinking today, maybe I need to find some time to date with this. I am not being very philosophical, but I don't know. Maybe I'm an ex-monk, so don't please feel that I'm preaching Buddhism. Somebody asked me, are you trying to convert people in Buddhism? I said, we have enough bad Buddhists. We don't need any more bad Buddhists. So why I should try to convert people into Buddhist? It doesn't solve the problem, my personal problem. It doesn't solve the world's problem. If we can solve the personal problem and world's problem, we all can become Hindu or Christian or Buddhist. You look at the world, you get really overwhelmed, very overwhelmed. Your perspective of change is very important. What do you really mean changing the world means? Yes, we all know challenges. Yesterday, at night, we are driving. And I hear you have, today we are in a hotel, our guy who was driving said, so many fancy cars. He said, what they're doing? I said, they're actually coming here to show their expensive car. He said, okay, wow, that's an interesting job. You bring your expensive car and you park on the road and you show that, see how expensive car is. Yesterday we were driving out, there was a lady with the kids sleeping outside. I felt so bad. I belongs to Mompo tribe. We are very poor people, but we don't have homeless people. We don't have beggars in our district. Maybe it's not the one district in India, but we are one of the districts. We don't have beggars. We don't have a homeless people. We have a practice called lakpa. You know what you means lakpa? Is bringing your hand, joining your friends. When I belong to my community, when I'm getting married, the entire village will come and will make sure that you have a house. She will come and she will say, oh, I know how to build house. She will say, okay, I will build house for you. And he will come and say, I don't know how to build a house, but I have a lot of wood. I can contribute wood. Entire village will come together to actually build a house for you. And somebody else will say, I don't have wood, I don't have a stone, I don't have anything, but I will cook for entire village people who are actually building your house. The practice still exists. I think our country, you think our country is suffering because of physical deficit? No, our country is suffering because of love deficit. Mumbai is suffering because of love deficit. I see these huge buildings. I heard you have a fancy weddings here that goes for months and months, and you get like expensive watch. Mumbai is suffering not because of a physical deficit, love deficit. They need to work hard. Man, you started great. You need to keep. increase the dose of love. Everybody has to take more doses of love. Maybe then we can, exactly what you said is, maybe then we can change the world. But before you give the love doses to other people, you make sure 108 doses every day. Otherwise, you will get tired. Take morning, get up, you take your own enough doses of love, and you go out and make sure that you have energy to actually feed the love dose for people who need. No idea, I'm getting distracted. So anyway, Shanti Divas. The world is big. If you want to change Mumbai, just imagine Mumbai. You say, wow, this is so overwhelming. So much of challenges. You get depressed, you get overwhelmed. It's like what you call the metaphor is that it's like drowned. It's just entire Mumbai is filled with the broken glasses. You know, and you want to make it smooth so people can walk peacefully and smoothly. One idea of changing world will be, I need to find enough leather to cover entire Mumbai, because people can easily peacefully walk on the street without getting hurt. That is one perspective of changing world. The another perspective of changing world is I don't need to get such a big piece of leather to cover entire Mumbai. I just need to get a small piece of leather which can cover my own soul. And then you walk peacefully. I think the second was more practical and doable. And then you can encourage somebody else to fight. Don't try to change entire Teach for India team. Get your own slippers on. Then they will be the real activator, love activator. Others, they will activate anger and frustration. Oh, this is not gonna work. Oh, this is bullshit. Hey, this person. Just gives them, put it here. Instead of saying, this is not gonna work. Hey, it's gonna work. Hey, it's working. It is hard, but amazing. We have to work. So again, work on self, not on the world.
Excuse me. Hi, here. At what point does self-love become selfish? Or does it?
At what time?
At what point self-love becomes selfish?
This is a new concept to me, self-love. Once when you generate a love is not bias. Your love, others' love for Johnny, love for Nandita, love is love. You love yourself, you will love everybody. If you have enough love, you know, as a think about the teacher, and we all have this experience. I'm not talking in being you know, just being philosophical about this. We love our children where we love ourselves. If you don't have a love for yourself, you cannot love your children. So can you just press, okay, this is self-love, and self-love. This is love for others. I am not saying there's no self-love, but I said I'm very new to this concept of self-love. Love is love. If you have a love, you are love. Everywhere you go is love. I don't know how to draw, okay, this is self-love, this is others' love, this is mama's love, this is papa's love, this is dog's love. I think if you cultivate love within yourself and you just love, to everybody. I don't think that love becomes selfish. If love becomes selfish, then it's not love. Then you need to take more doses. You have to make sure that you are cultivating. I'm sorry if I didn't answer it, but I don't know. I don't know what self-love means. Yeah, I don't know.
Look, yeah, I'm Nidera. I'm coming from Chennai. Just I've been thinking about this for the past 4 5 years. When you read news articles about unforgivable, sort of forgivable crimes, to a lot of sins, and you read about it, and it's just gruesome. And my question to you is, how do you love such? Uh, I mean, how do you love people that have committed unforgivable sins? Or in your life, you must have met people who, not everyone is nice. Not everyone has done nice things all the time. But you have to work with people who have also done crimes and sins. Also, sometimes yourself. How do you first, let's say, forgive yourself? Also, how do you work with people? Is, as you said, right? If you love yourself, can you love everyone the same way? And following up with that is showing anger and frustration, part of love. Is walking away from someone, part of love. So these are questions that keep coming to my mind.
This is very interesting question. Let me share this very real story about our community. I don't know when was the attack. This is 2013. We started our Love and Compassion Community 2006. 2013, we were attacked by a huge group of villagers at night, and only their demand was to kill me. And Vasudha is here. And we were luckily, a driver informed us the village just are actually preparing deathly attack to your community, and you guys need to run away. And their target is Lobsang, and you need to be in some safe place. Very scary. Even today, when I think about that, it's a scary thing. And very limited time, and eventually, immediately we felt people are shouting and coming with a knife or stones and sticks to the community. And we all went inside the one family house. I was just surrounded by children, and they're trying to protect me. And the windows were closed, doors were closed, and actually we found the people fainting, not having enough oxygen, and so much what happened. Very, 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 very difficult situations, because some people were not happy because of the work. They are like their children are some powerful people, I should say, maybe relatively powerful people, because they have enough money to send their children to a different school. But I wouldn't accept them to Jamsegas, because Jamsegas is always for the poorest of the poor, and they didn't like that. They see the other villages are getting better opportunity to this anyway. Forget about the background. And this doesn't happen. And then the way they mobilize these all things and giving monies and actually framing these all things, that we realize, wow, this is something. Whole year we couldn't have a school. The community was protected by military, police, and we just no class. Our children, they missed whole year, the entire class full year. I couldn't function. I was not allowed to go outside. All this thing happened. Then we realized some of the parents, how actually now they're sharing the real story. how they were convinced to come. They said, I'm on backside. I just have no choice than come with them and make some sound, blah, blah, blah. But their children were in our community. And as we are processing all these experiences, one of the very natural human reaction to such is, we cannot take care of children of the guy who came to attack you, kill you, for long discussions. I said, we need to take a revenge, but this revenge has to be compassionate revenge. What would be the compassionate revenge? We need to, that's the reason why Jamsegasal exists. Compassionate revenge means we need to build relationship with, as we cannot change this older generation, but we need to educate their children. And we break the cycle of hate right there. And today, all of their children are in Jamsegasal. Sometimes I like to hate things I dislike. But if I hate enough, my hate has to actually follow by constructive action, not just feeling of the hate. It will only kill you. Maybe it's good to have hate. I don't know. Hate enough that you are inspired to take the action and change things you dislike. Just don't keep that hate inside you, the dislike inside you. That will only destroy your peace. Has no purpose other than destroying your peace. And this is a real thing I'm talking about. How wonderful it is. And I'll tell you, two of our children who were first actually graduated, they did BA in science from Ajin Premji University. The entire village came to me and said, they have a government school there, which I really like to talk with the Shains of. I know you guys would make a big contribution in that region, really, in the Northeast. Well, actually, they came to me and they said, hey, Gela, help us now. And I told them, I took all of our enemies, called, children, so fun to actually educate their children. Nice revenge. You feel so satisfaction. That's it. I'm going to change this children. End the hate right here. New beginning. I cannot change them, but I'm changing your next generation. They will be different. This is a revenge. I get so excited. The compassionate revenge. Now the last two years before, this entire village who attacked me came and said, we really need Jamsegasal to help actually our government school. We are actually suffering. We don't have enough teachers. And we come. So our first two graduates who did BA, I talked to them. I said, I have exciting assignment for you, exciting. Would you like to go back and teach to that village who tried to kill you? They were nice. They said, Ken, they're a little bit scared, but if you say, so I convinced them. I told them some good story. I said, this make your resume very attractive. I went to teach my enemy's son and daughter. I said, they're making another documentary. They went back. They taught entire year. This year, last year, they came. Oh, can we done whole year? I said, again, villagers came. Oh, we are loving these two children. They're wonderful. Can you send them back? I said, you go back another year. This is, we need to think. Lead with love. Love is solution for everything. That's what somebody wise said. But what if it doesn't work? Increase the dose of love. Just keep increasing doses of love. Just love is a solution for everything. I think you guys are, this is fantastic, fantastic concept. I'm going to sell my banana, go back, and I'm inspired. I don't care now. I'm going to start selling this. So please. So this is now we have this relationship with them. The ones they wanted to kill you, and now you're ready. They trust you enough to give their precious son and daughter to you and say, take care of them. Make them something wonderful. Only love can do that. You look so sad. I have nothing else to do. If you have questions, that's fine.
I have one question, and it's for the mom. Basically, I want to understand how I can practice and learn self-discipline. If you can help me with that.
That is actually a page session. You have to come to mountain. It's a 1 week of course. Since you are from Teach for India, I give you 15% discount. That's a big question. I'm not teasing. I wish I have a short answer. But I like you started thinking. I was in US as a monk for 8 years, maybe more than 8 years. I was just like, kind of Baba type, talking blah, compassion, blah, blah. I was getting very irritated at the end of 8 years with myself, talking love, talking compassion. They're doing nothing, eating good food, good coffee, enjoying my life. But I think definitely there is a question, the monastic education is very different from the education I see today that we have in this world. And we talk in 3 different stages. Of course, it's always the first thing is introduction, ideation, theory. But second, you go for really on the reflective stage where you try to make your own sense and meaning out of what you heard. The third is always the application. You have to apply this. So I was 8 years, I was doing just blah, 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 blah. But West America, I was actually part of very wealthy American area, very wealthy. They have all these problems they created by themselves. They have problem, there's no good movie. I met one couple, I said they decided to divorce because they have a very different interest in different movies. Is that really a suffering? And I'm supposed to solve that problem? Oh, we don't have anything common anymore. She goes and watches different movie. He wouldn't come for watch this movie. I said, what are you trying to do in America? We have very different food tastes. He likes Japanese and she likes Italian. We don't have any more common. I think we are thinking of getting divorced. I really mean it. Maybe we also have this problem. Maybe you have this problem, Mumbai. I don't know. I don't have that luxury of divorcing from somebody else because we don't have a common. Something else. 8 years of it. So coming to Jamse Ghazal for me was, what if I put this concept into action? What will happen? 8 years of talking, 18 years of reflection and application. Now, if you ask what I'm thinking, now I feel I have something to share with the world. The love in action is something, a practical skill. As I say, it's a skill that everybody can actually cultivate. Regardless of your background, regardless of your faith and belief, but something that's good, that's it. Practically, it actually changes not the world, but changes you. If any individual who is interested in understanding this and transforming one's own self, I think is something that I feel the 18 years of our work we found something. We found like a person like Tashi. So much anger, so much like douche, action movie acting. Now she's like taking care of it. And they're crying because she cannot take care of it. Because before she was crying, I cannot reach out to punch his face. Oh, I'm crying. But now I cannot take care of this boy. I want to take care. I want to show love to this boy, but I am not able to do it. You see, for the world, it's very a common thing, very normal thing. But for me, I can give her gold medal because I know where she came from. So unhappy, so selfish, only thinking about her to now doing something for somebody else. It's a big achievement for our own journey. For normal kids, it's nothing.
You talked about the community taking care of the people that when they marry, someone builds a house. What happens to bachelors and people who don't marry?
That's why I don't have a house. If somebody comes with me, I will get a home too. No, they actually they also do. You know, if you decided to have a separate life, or it's a very actually inexpensive to build in our community house. Very inexpensive. So it's yeah. But now I'm getting new idea. Yeah, I should have my own home.
Thank you so much. I've gotten so much out of what you've shared. One question I have is, when we're doing this inner work, we often think it's individual and it starts here. But you have such a beautiful community. And I'm curious what you've learned about community, because I found when I've had darkness, it is the people closest to me who have shown it to me, and they have helped me. Sometimes it's not fun, but I've also found when we do it in community, it grows. And you've built a beautiful community there. How has community helped you personally? Who helps source you? Is it all individual, or do we do it with one another? I'm curious what you've learned about that.
Very good question. Thanks for asking. We named our community called Jamse Gasal, which means a garden of love and compassion. Jamse, love and compassion. Garden, Gasal. Gasal has there's a two word, Ga. Ga means happiness or joyful. Sal means a land. Wherever you plant the seed of love and compassion, that place becomes the joyful land or the land of happiness. Environment is so important. Culture is so important. 60 to 70% of your work will be done by if you can able to create the culture, the community spirit. In a modern terminology, people might call it system. I don't like system. I call culture. You build that. You think about each one of us. Our philosophy is so much based on. We have a full family. If each family is named after medicinal flower, which grows in Himalaya region, high mountains. The philosophy behind this: if each kids are the medicinal flower, they have a potential to heal themselves, but they also have a potential to heal each other. And every adult is just a gardener. It means when you are gardener concept, is number one, is the best garden when you think of it is a diversity. Every flower is a unique. Every flower is a unique. And that every uniqueness can actually thrive if you create the right environment in conducive environment to actually blossom. Yeah. So this is a whole philosophy behind this, the garden of love and compassion. Yet the gardener's job is not to tell. The good gardener has to actually go beyond likes and dislikes. You cannot have your favorite flower, your favorite color, your shape. As a gardener, again, you have to actually not believe it, that diversity is a practice. You have to practice uniqueness. Since each and every flower is unique, each and every child has a unique needs. So the gardener's biggest job is to identify each and every child's needs. Some flower needs more water, less sun. You cannot treat every flower in your garden in the same way. Since they have a unique needs, the very individual needs, each flower has a unique contribution to the society. It's a nature, law of nature, law of nature. So this way, I think this concept, we have 8 different steps of meditation to becoming good gardener. 8 steps of becoming good gardener. First, second, third, understanding their needs, recognizing their unique contribution, understanding each flower has a different growth, different shape, different pattern. It goes down up to 8 steps of becoming good gardener. So yes, environment, I think, community is so important, so important.
I know we have a lot of questions, but I think we're out of time. Thank you, Genda. This has been really, really interesting. Thank you for being so honest and just sharing all your feelings with us. I think we all have a lot to learn from you. We have a small gift.
Thank you.
from Peace for
Thank you.
India.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I keep you.